A lot of women writers over the last, say, 50, 60 years have found it's quite good to rewrite fairy tales, because this is how we tell little girls what to do with their lives. This is how we teach them how to be. So this next poem is a retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by a writer called Sexton. Sexton was a model when she was younger, but she gave up her career when she got married, and after 6 years of marriage and 2 kids, she had her first mental breakdown. And she was told that in order to get past this kind of mental illness, it would be good for her to write poetry to get her emotions out. But at the age of 45, she lost her battle with that mental illness, and she took some vodka, drank it down, went into her garage and left her car running, and she committed suicide at the age of 45. So this is the retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by that wonderful woman who could write so well to get through all her emotions. So, no matter what life you lead, the virgin is a lovely number. Cheeks as fragile as cigarette paper, arms and legs made of Limoges, lips like Van der Rohe, rolling her china blue doll eyes, open and shut, open to say, "Good day, Mama," and shut for the thrust of the unicorn. She is unsoiled, she is as white as a bonefish. Once there was a lovely virgin called Snow White. Say, she was 13. Her stepmother, a beauty in her own right, though eaten, of course, by age, would hear of no beauty surpassing her own. Beauty is a simple passion, but oh my friends, in the end, you will dance the fire dance in the iron shoes. The stepmother had a mirror to which she referred, something like the weather forecast, a mirror that proclaimed the one beauty of the land. She would ask, "Looking glass upon the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" And the mirror would reply, "You're the fairest of all." Pride pumped in her like poison. Suddenly one day the mirror replied, "Queen, you're full fair, 'tis true, but Snow White is fairer than you." Until that moment, Snow White had been no more important than a dust mouse under the bed. But now the queen saw brown spots on her hand and 4 whiskers over her lip, so she condemned Snow White to be hacked to death. "Bring me her heart," she said to the hunter, "and I will salt it, and I will eat it." The hunter, however, let his prisoner go, and brought a boar's heart back to the castle. The queen chewed it up like a cube steak. "Now I am fairest," she said, lapping her slim white fingers. Snow White walked in the wild wood for weeks and weeks. At each turn there were 20 doorways, and at each stood a hungry wolf, his tongue rolling out like a worm. The birds called out lewdly, talking like pink parrots, and the snakes hung down in loops, each a noose for her sweet white neck. On the 7th week she came to the 7th mountain, and there she found the dwarf house. It was as droll as a honeymoon cottage, and completely equipped with 7 beds, 7 chairs, 7 forks, and 7 chamber pots. Snow White ate 7 chicken livers, and lay down at last to sleep. The dwarves, those little hot dogs, walked 3 times around Snow White, the sleeping virgin. They were wise and wattled like small czars. "Yes, it's a good omen," they said, "and will bring us luck." They stood on tiptoes to watch Snow White wake up. She told them about the mirror and the killer queen, and they asked her to stay and keep house. "Beware of your stepmother," they said. "Soon she will know you're here. While we're away in the mines during the day, you must not open the door." Looking glass upon the wall, the mirror told, and so the queen dressed herself in rags, and went out like a peddler to trap Snow White. She went across the 7 mountains. She came to the dwarf house, and Snow White opened the door and bought a bit of lacing. The queen fastened it tightly around her bodice, as tight as an ace bandage, so tight that Snow White swooned. She lay on the floor, a plucked daisy. When the dwarves came home, they undid the lace, and she revived miraculously. She was as full of life as Soda Pop. "Beware of your stepmother," they said. "She will try once more." Looking glass upon the wall, once more the mirror told, and once more the queen dressed in rags, and once more Snow White opened the door. This time she bought a poison comb, a curved 8-inch scorpion, and put it in her hair and swooned again. The dwarves returned and took out the comb, and she revived miraculously. She opened her eyes as wide as Orphan Annie. "Beware, beware," they said. But the mirror told. The queen came. Snow White, the dumb bunny, opened the door, and she bit into the poison apple and fell down for the final time. When the dwarves returned, they undid her bodice. They looked for a comb, but it did no good. Though they washed her with wine and rubbed her with butter, it was to no avail. She lay as still as a gold piece. The 7 dwarves could not bring themselves to bury her in the black ground, so they made a glass coffin and set it upon the 7th mountain, so that all who passed by could peek at her beauty. A prince came one June day and would not budge. He stayed so long his hair turned green, and still he would not leave. The dwarves took pity upon him and gave him the glass Snow White, its dull eyes shut forever, to keep in his far-off castle. As the prince's men carried the coffin, they stumbled and dropped it, and a chunk of apple flew out of her throat, and she awoke, miraculously. And thus Snow White became the prince's bride. The wicked queen was invited to the wedding feast, and when she arrived, there were red-hot iron shoes, in the manner of red-hot roller skates, clamped upon her feet. First your toes will smoke, then your heels will turn black, and you will fry upward like a frog, she was told. And so she danced until she was dead, a subterranean figure, her tongue flicking in and out like a gas jet. Meanwhile, Snow White held court, rolling her china blue doll eyes open and shut, and sometimes referring to her women, to her mirror, as women do.
Brilliant.